All right, we're COMP308, and it's week 10, lesson 10, part 2. And in part 2, we're going to be talking about how to start off your assignment number 3. And again, assignment number 3, if you remember, was kind of creating this Express portfolio, right? This is the way we talked about it last time. And there's some details in here, again, about basically taking your portfolio site and just basically rendering it. It's a very simple project actually for 15%. You just need to take it and use the EJS templating engine to show off your different views, right? And if you notice, I said an external document is not required for this assignment. So for assignment 3, I'm trying to save you time, and I made it so there's no external document, right? Otherwise, it would just be an extra thing to put together. And you know what? It makes sense because you're not changing what it's going to look like. You're just refactoring it, if you will, into a Node application. That's all you're doing. So you're taking your existing content for your portfolio site and spinning it so that it works with Node and EJS. So you should be able to do that. And I tell you step by step how to take care of that by using the Express generator and so on. The only thing that you need is internal documentation for commenting, and you need to share your stuff on GitHub. Also, if you notice, it says push your site to Heroku. That's part of your assignment requirement. Remember, we talked about that last week too, which means it's got to work. You got to make sure it works before you can do this kind of thing, right? I also gave you some optional site features. For example, use the AngularJS front-end framework to improve interactivity and to implement the MVC design pattern. I'll give you 5 bonus marks for that. Now, you guys did like the Flatlanders have a store. How does it go? Tell me, right? So if you guys did that training, because that's AngularJS at the very high level, you should be able to implement some controllers and so on if you need them. And here's another one. Create a working contact form on the Contact Me page using Node.js. Again, this is a much more difficult thing to do, but I'm going to give you 5 bonus marks if you research it if you want to do it on your own. Don't have a lot of time, but again, the bonus marks are up there for you guys to get if you want. All right, so let's talk about strategies about how to put things together for this thing. I want to create my portfolio site. What do I do first? Because I think one of the biggest problems is, where do I start? Because I think that's where people would always, where do I start, Tom? I don't know where to start. Even though we've talked about this like for the last 3 weeks about Express and so on. Let's do it again as if I never talked about it before, right? And it's good because you know what? At least you see it from my perspective for the first time. So the thing you need, obviously, is to make sure that you have Node installed on your system. That's the first thing you need to do, right? After you get Node installed, you have to install the Express generator globally, right? And again, the command for that, I'm just using git shell here for a second. The command for globally installing the Express generator is Mpn Install Express generator, right, -G, right? And that would be your command for that. So once you've done that, you've got the Express generator in, everything's going on. What you want to do is you want to create almost like a container. Let's do this together, a container for your portfolio site. So first I'm going to swim over to the desktop. Here's my desktop. And from here, I'm going to kind of create a directory. But I can do that all in one blow with the Express generator, right? So I'm going to say Express -E for EJS, right? And then I'm going to talk about my folder. My new folder is going to be called, I'm going to call it Express Portfolio, right? Because that's what you're doing, right? So I'll say Express Portfolio, a big word like that. You can make whatever folder name you want. And then, bam, it generates all this content right now, right? If you've got your Express generator going, you should be able to do this. So can you please do this with me now so we can start? I'm trying to help you out, right? Okay, once your Express generator fires, we're not quite done, right? We have to follow the instructions. And if you notice, it says down here, it says install dependencies. I'm going to CD or change directory into my Express portfolio and do an npm install, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to say CD Express portfolio. And then when I'm in there, I'm going to do npm install. It's going to do its thing. It's going to run through all the stuff that it needs for the Express generator. When I do an ls now, I have my bin, my node modules, my public, my routes, my views, my app.js, and my package.json file. Are you guys with me? I can slow down if you want. I want you guys to start your project today. That's why I'm doing this with you guys, right? To push you to work. Yeah, sorry. So all I did here at the top was I said, cd, I kind of changed directory into my Express portfolio, and then after that I said npm install. Right at the top, I said Express -e, and I called my, now again I'm at, if you notice, where the hell is this going? This is going into my Tom folder, right? You should be in your desktop. So actually I made a mistake, because what I should have is in my Tom folder, I should have a thing that's called Express portfolio, which is right here. I'm just going to pull that out. It's going to be supposed to be on your desktop. I'll just put it in your desktop for now. It's just easier, right? You don't have to do it on your desktop. You can do it wherever you want, but it's just for now because we're going to just share it on the desktop. Just put it up here so that it's here, right? So once you've got your Express portfolio, I'm just going to go back into Git shell for a second, and I want to kind of change directory so I'm in it, right? So I'm going to go again cd, and I can pull this right into my shell, and then I'm into my Express portfolio, right? And when I do an ls command, I'm in here in Git shell, right? So that's how I created it. So the command to create it when you're in desktop, if I was going to go back out to desktop one more time, right, is if you have the Express generator installed in your system is Express -e for EJS and the name of your site, which is, in my case, I put in Express portfolio. Right now you can call yours whatever you like because it's your site. But I called mine Express. But once you do this, it generates all the files for you. And then what you have to do after it generates the files is you got to cd into your Express portfolio site, Express portfolio, right? And once you do that, you've got to do an npm install. And npm install will search through your package.json file that comes with the Express generator, and it'll generate your files. Are we all together now? Are we good? Everybody? Is anyone not with me? Okay. Are you going to get with me?
I'm not sure. It's saying Express is not right.
Yeah, you got to install it globally. So you have to do npm install, right? Express generator, right? -g for global, like this. This command here. Npm install Express generator -g. If you don't do that, you won't have Express available to you.
This is only if you have it installed.
Correct. If you have it installed, you don't have to do this anymore. We did it last week, so you've got it already, most likely. That may not have it because, yeah, they all get wiped. You guys all good? Let me know when we're all together, right? Because now we have to get to the next level. All right, so once you've got this and you put the generator in, then you can do this next line, which is Express -e and the name of your file, which is Express, in my case, is Express portfolio. Right, like that. That would be the next line. Express -e, Express portfolio. That's what I called it. And then it'll generate the files inside on your desktop, as an example, all these files. Do you guys get this? Are you guys good? Anyone not good? You okay? Okay. You're not good? Huh? You got to go into the Express portfolio for a directory, whatever your directory is called, huh? You're good now? And? Okay. That may be because are you running in Bash in your or regular command prompt? Okay, and the other thing is sometimes you may have to restart your Git shell, right? Because remember, when you do anything globally like that on Windows, it installs your, even though it installs it globally, sometimes your environment variable has to be updated. So you have to restart your command prompt or your shell. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm just going to get back into Git shell again 1 second. Once you get that done, and again, I'm going to go back out to my desktop, and I'm going to CD into my Express portfolio. And when I see that, there's like these files. You guys have the same files? Is anyone not on the same page as me? Are you guys good now? Or are you not good still? Are you still having the same problems last week? You try to do the Express generator in it globally? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to pause the movie and come back when we're all fixed up. But this is the first piece, getting this part done.